Hi, this is Robert Reese back on the CEO Show, where we interview the CEOs who have reinvented the fabric of America. We're here speaking with Guy, who is the founder and CEO of City Roots Hospitality. I'm telling you, I've interviewed like 1,350 of the top CEOs. It's a genius guy who could learn. You're getting a PhD in entrepreneurship. Own your supply chain. If you want to build and um, build your own construction company, to build your own restaurants. The more that you own, the more you control your destiny. So let's talk about transformative moments. And there was one time where you weren't able to control your destiny, which was COVID.
Yeah.
What was your response to that?
I mean, I think uncertainty for an entrepreneur is the worst and hardest thing to overcome. But accepting it and accepting that anything can happen is the other tool that as an entrepreneur you have to use. So knowing that I can't control it, but knowing what I can control helped me. COVID COVID was a big deal because it reset everything and it allowed me to get out of the grind and sit for a second and think about what the future is going to hold. On the contrary of everybody thinking that we're only going to eat to-go food and order deliveries, I made a pivot in the company. We used to have seven Beyond Sushis before the pandemic. And that was my brand. And the idea was to grow those. And they were like a grab and go office food. But I knew that office is not coming back. But I also knew that I wanted to sit in a restaurant and I wanted to socialize and I wanted to communicate. So in the middle of COVID, I took a bet and I opened a restaurant in October 2020 in the middle when there was no people outside. There was a lot of opportunity because a lot of people went out of business. I opened a restaurant and I believe that people will come and would like to sit down eventually. And that paid off because 6 months later, I signed for another one. And then a year later, I signed for another one. And a year later, I signed for another one. It was a pivotal moment because I could plan or at least build an infrastructure in my head of what the future is going to look like. I even put it down on paper, went back to see it a few months ago, and not exactly, but for the most part, it happened like I planned it. And I think that was a moment where everything changed in my mind. The game slowed down, and I could build this idea or framework of how everything is going to work on going forward.